taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes.
Ut med venstre, sting I venstre, skal han stoppe av, men så lenge.
Thank you all.
And he punches extremely hard. He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. I just said I was gone, you know.
Belt. And just to put the capper on this bizarre evening of boxing, following the fight, they weren't talking about tonight's fight. They were talking about Mike Tyson's next fight.
Don't blink, because you could miss it. A low right from Young.
Here we see Alex Stewart dropping his hands to give Tyson a clear hit. Notice he turns his head to follow Tyson's punch. This is how to lessen the injury.
The bigger the press, the more prominent the fighter becomes. The greater purses he commands, the more interest he generates.
These fights can and do look very realistic. But let's point out some obvious fakes.
He's taken 2 counts. 3. It's all over.
I've taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. We are the champions.
Watch Tyson's arm. Yeah, here he is. See?
Oh, it's so close,
yeah.
You can see his leg buckle.
Tyson misses an uppercut, and the opponent makes a motion as if Tyson hits him in the stomach. This looks rehearsed. He was supposed to go down with a body shot.
Watch this carefully, because Tyson in the blue is a bomber. He's trained by no other than Amato.
This isn't a knockdown. Tyson pushes him down with his left hand, and the opponent is laid out as if he's hit with a power blow. Even the way he's laying down looks fake. In this moment, Tyson acts as if he's enraged. But you can clearly see he wasn't trying to hit the other boxer. Watch as he pushes the other boxer's head down. In the same direction Tyson swings, not connecting at all.
Don't blink, because you could miss it. A low right from Young.
It's all over.
I've taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and and fortune and everything that goes with it. We are the champions.
Watch Tyson's arm. Yeah, here he is. See? Oh, it's the boat. Yeah.
You can see his leg buckle.
Tyson misses an uppercut, and the opponent makes a motion as if Tyson hits him in the stomach. This looks rehearsed. He was supposed to go down with a body shot.
Can be learned in talking to some of the people he fought. Look at here, just laughing at him. Green seems to me, Ray, to be doing all the wrong things.
That's very good body movement.
The fight is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it goes 10 rounds. Tyson says he didn't want to knock him out, but that's only because it's scripted to go the full 10. Looking at the footage, Mitch Green is doing a lot of holding and wasting time. I'd say at this point they're really not trying to hit each other, just putting on a show.
Farrell's guy was a heavyweight named Mitch Green, and he'd put Green up and supported him for 18 months. Then he arranged a fight that was supposed to launch Green's comeback. The fellow in the other corner was Bruce Johnson.
Bruce Johnson is one of these guys, and you see them often in boxing, but understands that the way he can make money in boxing is to lose to name fighters. And it means that he goes into each fight trying to figure out what the easiest route out without taking an obvious dive is. And that's how he makes a living. So it doesn't serve his interest to be too good a fighter.
It doesn't take much to see how it's all connected. The guy responsible for fixing fights is managing Mitch Green, the guy fighting Tyson. And you think it's not rigged?
Mitch and I got into a shouting match at the hotel right after the fight because I'd spent what for me at least was a lot of money on him. More than that, I'd worked very hard to engineer his comeback.
Now there would be no comeback, and all because Charles Farrell hadn't thought it necessary to establish with all concerned before the fight that there was a script so basic that even the distracted, apparently disgruntled Green would have followed it.
I want the right letter. If I reopen my criminal charge on Tyson, I'm gonna reopen the charges, he gonna fight me. The next fight Tyson gonna fight is gonna be with me, and nobody else but me. Now he talking about he gonna fight Fred Bruno. Fred was an easy fight. He gonna fight. I wasn't ranked when he fought me. I'm not gonna be ranked now. Why was I ranked when he hit me in my head? No. Now I want to tell me I gotta fight this guy, that guy. I want to fight Mike Tyson, Michelle Tyson. You a sissy?
I want me some Mike Tyson, baby. I want me some Michelle Sisley Tyson. You don't get like this phony clothes. Oh, baby. And weaving baskets. You train. I want me some Michelle Sisley.
Because Mitch Green is managed by the man responsible for fixing fights, it's likely Tyson and Mitch Green's fight outside Dapper Dan was nothing more than a marketing strategy.
Every boxer look like this.
Tyson was arrested after breaking his hand in a street brawl with Mitch Green, a boxer he'd beaten 2 years earlier in the ring. The argument had begun inside a boutique.
He's a young, dumb knucklehead that got to ask his wife for permission to do whatever he do. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Hit me. And I didn't see his punch coming. And he did not knock me down or nothing. I saw him do like this and run. He ran.
I personally believe the black eye Mitch Green received was caused by someone other than Tyson. But they used it as a tool to generate interest in a second fight between the two.
Are you going to file criminal charges against Mike Tyson?
Normally, in a situation like this, I don't went for him, but
Why do that? Just so don't get mad, get even, you know, so do it the right way.
Mitch Green was entertaining, boastful, funny and similar to Muhammad Ali. This makes it entertaining. But something happened that caused the fight not to come to fruition.
He's scared of me. He broke his hand on me. His bare hand, and he brought a capsule to his elbow. The next time me and Tyson fight, he gonna let him in a car wreck. I'm gonna give him a whiplash and put a cast in that big old ugly neck. Ow! I'm gonna tell you another thing. I only had one of the biggest fights called Thriller Manila. My fight gonna be a little bit bigger. It'll be like King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yet again, Mike Tyson shocks not only the boxing world, but also the general public. His latest outrage came as he bit off part of Evander Holyfield's ear in their world title fight in Las Vegas this morning.
This may be controversial and a little hard to believe, but it is my personal opinion that Mike Tyson biting Holyfield's ear was pre-planned. Although it's hard to prove, we could simply make connections to the scene and the things said.
In the first fight.
What happened here? But it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise.
Notice how Holyfield goes into position. If another man is about to put his mouth on your ear, you would naturally feel his breath, his tongue, and if you're a heterosexual man, this would be very uncomfortable. I say that to say Holyfield allowed Tyson's mouth on his ear without moving immediately.
My friends, and we'll keep on.
I was beating him, and he spit out of the mouthpiece and bit me in the ear.
Is that? How can he bite your ear with a mouthpiece? Spit it out in the mouth?
He spit the mouthpiece out. He spit the mouthpiece out and bit me on the ear.
He says he spits the mouthpiece out and then bites him in the ear. But we see Tyson bite him with the mouthpiece in and spit it out. He has the mouthpiece in each time he tries to bite him.
Tyson!
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Well, first he had a parachute drop on him.
I find it strange, there's no blood on Tyson's mouth or around his face due to the bite. Watch as Tyson spits a piece of his ear out. There should have been blood, but we don't see it. There's the ear. And then he spits the mouthpiece out afterward.
Coming into the fight, the spotter told me, he said, "Oh, Evander, let me tell you something bad gonna happen." I said, "What?" He said, "Something in your facial area is gonna happen." And I said, "So?" He said, "But you got to keep your mind on God." So I tell my corner guy, "Now, it's something happen. You heard what the man said. You're going to be responsible for that, right?" I said, "Now, Mike bit me." I said, "Now, I bit somebody too." And this guy...
back then, you doing it for a trophy, we doing it for $50 million.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Doing it for a trophy, we doing it for $50 million. Yeah.
All through the 20th century and forward, they've placed the number 33 in very prominent places, with a strong connection